We celebrate a $510 billion GDP when it was done in 2013. It gives us less than $5,000 per capita income in a country where Thailand has about $23,000 per capita income. The per capita income that will make Nigeria to get out of poverty requires a $4 trillion economy. And that is what we are saying we are going to offer Nigerians in 10 years. We will build a $4 trillion economy. Because there is nothing to be excited about a Mickey Mouse economy. The debate about corruption, when the economy is small, is a distractive debate. No matter how efficient you are in economic management, if the economy is small, you cannot provide prosperity. In 2013, when Nigeria was celebrating high oil price, the entire revenue of the Federation was less than $47 billion US. In that same year, a company, Disney World, that is marketing entertainment, realized over $47 billion in revenue. So who is their lead cartoon character? Mickey Mouse. This is a Mickey Mouse economy. So even if a Mickey Mouse economy is managed by an angel, a $510 billion economy is too small to give prosperity to Nigerians. So we must change the debate. We must change the conversation. The conversation is how to build a bigger economy. And that is what, in People's Trust, we have put in our new economic development program. The step-by-step to build a $4 trillion economy within 10 years. The economy that will make the whole of Nigeria to exit poverty. Nigerians have no business with poverty. But when you are governed, as Dr. Balewa already said, by people whose understanding is less than average, then to even attain the most minimal target becomes an Herculean task. A $4 trillion economy will make us to be at the same level with Malaysia or Thailand, countries that we were ahead of at independence in 1960. We are not talking about having a per capita income of 50,000 like the United States. We are talking about being like Thailand and Malaysia, those that our ancestors moved us ahead of as at 1960. There is a whole commotion and hula baloo as to how to pay 30,000 minimum wage. I thought that is a non-starter. Because in 1983, the 125 naira minimum wage is the equivalent of 50,000 today. When 55 cents was the equivalent of 1 naira. I mean, 155 kobo was the equivalent of $1. So, when I say at the first anniversary of being sworn in as President and Commander-in-Chief in Nigeria, I will pay 50,000 minimum wage. I'm only saying I will pay what Shagari paid in 1983. There is nothing earth-shaking about that. Yet some people are asking me, is that possible? Shagari did it in 1983. So if people who rule Nigeria, who call themselves governors, lack the initiative and the creativity to give Nigerian workers a decent minimum wage, all that you need to do is to vote them out in 2019. We will give Nigerian workers a decent minimum wage. We will pay a 50,000 minimum wage. And that is not going to be an extraordinary breakthrough. It is what Shagari did in 1983. What Hassan Sumonu fought for in 1983. our dear comrade Hassan Sumonu. One of the problems of this generation of young people is that the military took away history from the syllabus. And they have then consigned their capacity to reason to a limit. That they do not know, even that what we are discussing are things that have been settled even in 1960. One of the grievous injustice that you can do to a people is to wipe off their history and excise their sense of yesterday. They will be ruled by idiots, and the children of kings will become slaves. That's one of the tragedies of the curriculum which Buhari introduced in 1984 via his rationalization of courses decree 16, which people like Tony Akika fought against. People like Shola Mike were expelled from Uni-Ilorin because they were fighting against that decree. The net effect and the horrendous implication of this is what we have on the educational system. So one of the things we will do is to return the curriculum to the curriculum which our founding fathers at independence gave Nigeria. A curriculum that produced thinking people, that produced Nobel laureate like Wole Soyinka. That is the curriculum we will give Nigeria. So the discussion about education is not just about money, it's also about the content of education. We are coming to this contest with a lot of ideas, history, and experience, and it's about trust and integrity. The people of Nigeria can trust us because when it matters most, we give our lives, we put it on the line. And a lot of people have asked me, you are comfortable. You have a few oil assets in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Why are you risking all this for this? And I say Nigeria is worth taking a risk for. Some people took a risk for Nigeria. That's why Nigeria was free at all. Otherwise, we still have continued as a colony of Britain. Some people took a risk. In fact, we took the risk. That's why we have democracy. Now we have to take another risk to make democracy work for all our people, not some people, not some few people, but all our citizens. We have to take the risk to make our country safe again and to make the life of our people count. Killings in Zamfara, killings in Jos, killing in Taraba, killings in Kaduna, killing in Plateau. We have to put an end to the killings in the land by putting patriots in authority. Those who believe in Nigeria, not half of Nigeria. Those who believe in the whole of Nigeria. And when you elect us as your president and commander-in-chief, the lives of all Nigerians will count, will bring Nigeria back together again. This is all what this is all about. So, Dr. Balewa, I just want to congratulate you. I want to congratulate the DG, the Deputy Director General. Is he around? Alhaji Nasir. With him, about 30 years ago, I taught the whole of northern Nigeria. We were in a bus for 2 weeks. Abi? We traveled the whole of northern Nigeria, mobilizing our people against military. So we have been in this before. And please, tell everybody that this is not a joke. It's a serious struggle to take back Nigeria. It's a serious struggle to take back Nigeria. It's time to take back Nigeria. It's time to take back Nigeria. I was throwing banters with my friend here before he left, the president of COA. I said, hey, among all of you people, young people looking for this thing, I'm the most experienced among you. You know, because in 1998, I was one of the founders of the PDP. And I walked out of the PDP by resigning in 2006 because I had concluded that there is no need struggling over a dead horse. We walked out of what should have been lifetime opportunity at then. No Senate president was made without our input. I was the chairman of the NEC member group of 54. Ngige was my secretary. Was my secretary. He will come and bring minutes to my house before we go to NEC meeting. We walked out of that opportunity because we could have been carried away by being people who are decision makers and lose focus of the objective. So when you're talking about integrity, it is when you see opportunity and you can walk away from it and hold fast to your principle, then we know you have integrity. People who have never seen opportunity before cannot come out and talk about integrity because there are multiplicity of candidates. In fact, some have been pushed to the scene by the people who want to drive away so that they can suck the votes of young people away who ordinarily will not vote for them. But I trust that the experience of the leadership of the third force will be able to separate the boys from the men. And the boys are already being separated from the men. When we did the nomination that was just concluded, out of the 28 political parties that are newly registered, People's Trust had the highest nomination. And let me congratulate you, Dr. Balewa, for that. Because NIM is in People's Trust, although NIM is for everybody, but NIM is in People's Trust. Because those of you who founded NIM are in People's Trust. We have had discussions in the past couple of weeks, and we already have about 20 political parties that have signed up for our direction. We have our friends in PDP and APC who may not have the kind of courage that Dr. Balewa has to be able to step out and stand out. And they are saying we will still be in those parties, but when it comes to presidential election, we will vote for you. So I want to assure you that this is a mission possible. It's not a pipe dream. So our friends in the media, please publish it on the street of Afikpo. Announce it in Burma that we will take Nigeria back. By the grace of God. God bless Nigeria. God bless all of you. Congratulations on 1 year anniversary of NIM.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for victory. There is victory for us. Victory. There is victory for us. In the struggle for Nigeria, there is victory for us. Forward, forward, ever backward, backward, never. In the struggle for Nigeria, there is victory. Ngwawetu, Amanda. Thank you very much. That was a very inspiring speech from our keynote speaker of the first year. anniversary celebration. We'd like to thank Mr. Gbenga Olawepo, the presidential candidate of the People's Trust, for that powerful one. We immediately, because we are going to food now, the food, I don't want it to get cold, we'll take goodwill message from our presidential candidate here for 2 minutes to just greet us. That's Princess Nana Nwodi of the AUN.
Thank you very much. Protocols have already been established, and because I don't want to take our time, I just have 2 minutes. I would like to thank everybody for coming here today. I am a foundation member of the NIM, and as a 41-year-old Nigerian, I joined them because there is no future for me in this country, let alone my children. As a young person and as a woman, I am also very interested in the disabled, which is why I chose a visually impaired person to be my Director General. He's seated right next to me, Mr. John Lan. Please give it up for him. There are over 20 million disabled people in this country, and nobody cares about them. I don't think that any presidential candidate has gotten up to 20 million votes. I don't think so. So if we reach out to them, because there are no parking lots in Nigeria for them, public buildings are not designed for them, you don't even see them outside because it's a task for them to move around, and the stigma is there. I am running for office partly because of these people. And I want to quickly tell us that my policy is education-based, formal, informal, non-formal forms of education. I would like you to send our message out there and tell Nigerians that there are young women that are ready to do the right thing and make this country great. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That's a powerful man, one from another presidential candidate of AUN, Africa Unity, Alliance for United Nigeria. That's the presidential candidate, Princess Nana Nwodi. Thank you. I take a goodwill message from the president of COAN. That's the women. It's going to tell us about the entire, in Nigeria, across the 36 states, they have women and solid NIM member.
Thank you, sir. Permit me to stand on a sitting protocol. I'm glad to be here today. I was part and parcel of NIM, and there was a time I'm shy because I don't want people to see me. I'm a NGO personnel, and I work with the present government in Nigeria. But there was a time I felt bad. That was the time I saw my women crying every day and night. When you talk of rural women in Nigeria, that is my mother's work since 1982. And I took over from her as the only child to touch and impart in the life of this poorest of the poor.